So if there was one thing that I would tell my younger self, it would be to, not spend so much time on the negatives. Not spend so much time daydreaming and conjuring up negative situations, negative vibes, negative responses. It's like, I feel like sometimes, we think on the negative and the possibilities of the negatives so much that we often create those environments. And then when we get in those environments, it's a feeling of like deja vu, like we've been here before. And because you have been there before, because you have thought about it so much that you subconsciously created an environment for that same situation that you were fearing, you created an environment for it to happen. So now we're here. So now it's happening, And maybe you're responding in the way that you thought you would respond, and maybe you're not. But the big picture is that the same way you conjured up in your mind a negative situation, and then boom, all of a sudden it's happening. You're there now. You could have put that same energy into thinking about something positive and to visualizing and conjuring up, something positive, right? You could have put those same visions and dreams and aspirations into a business plan, into a marketing scheme, into something that would yield good vibes, good possibilities, money, legacy, so that's what I would say. Try to spend more time on the positives. Life is filled with so many negatives, and oftentimes we major on the minors, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. You really can invest your time and energy into more positive things and thinking positive, because everything is mental. It's relational and it's mental. So if you can think about it, and if you can think about it hard and long enough, that is really etched in your soul, like you can make something happen, and don't add no prayer to that thing. Don't actually start writing that stuff down. Oh my goodness, listen, you can really make some shake if you start doing that now, So I just encourage you to put that energy into a positive place, because when that same energy is put into a positive place, man, you'll be surprised at the outcome, and it don't always take a long time to get there. It just depends on how dedicated you are to it, how positive, how much energy and resources you want to put into it, how your faith is set up. Like, you can get to that positive place in no time. If you are really dedicated to that cause and that's really something you want, and God don't have a problem with you having whatever it is that you want, you could get it in no time. If it's in his will, or if he just want to grace you for it, you can have it in no time. But I also feel that the same thing can go, but in a negative direction, because you could think about negative things so long and so hard, that before you know it, like I said, you here now, it actually happens. That's all you was thinking about, was that he was going to cheat on you and who he was messing with. And then you found out he was messing with the exact same person that you thought he was messing with. And I ain't telling you about something I heard. I'm telling you about something I know, because I used to do it. I've done it, and that's why I say, don't spend so much time on that, because the same time that you put into the negative, man, listen, when you start putting it into the positive and stop dwelling so much on the negative, stop dwelling so much on the things that, have potential to hurt you. We all gonna walk through this life and get hurt and have disappointments at some point in time, right? So if it's gonna happen anyways, what we sitting thinking about it all the time for? Why we spend so much time thinking on it and caring about it? Yeah, it's going to happen. You ain't gonna go through this life without some hurts and some disappointments from people that you love, from people who said that they love you as well. We know that. We already know that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So why spend so much time thinking about it? That's just like, okay, well, we all know that we're gonna die. So what we're gonna just spend every single day thinking about, oh yeah, we're gonna die. Oh Lord, who coming to me from? Oh well, what they gonna dress me in? Well, is they gonna glue my lips shut, or they just gonna, find a way to just keep them shut? Are they gonna, what color am I gonna wear? Like, if you listen, if you spend all your time thinking about that, man, you cannot possibly live if you spend all your time thinking about dying. So it's the same concept. If you spend too much of your time thinking about the negatives, how are you going to have a positive life? How you going to have positive vibes only, and all those cliches that we like to say? It really will benefit us, to start thinking positive, feeling positive. And I know we in times where everything can seem so negative, but and I'm not saying to not live in reality, but what I'm saying is that when you catch yourself always dwelling on the negatives, literally catch yourself, redirect your mindset, redirect, your thought process, because even when you surrounded by negatives, it's still something positive within that, and even when you surrounded by negatives, you should still have something positive that you're hoping for, that you praying for, that you thinking about, that you really betting on, so spend your time and your thoughts on the positives, and don't get so over encompassed with the negatives, because the negatives are going to be the negatives are going to happen, but it's a crazy concept to spend so much time thinking about those things when you could pour that same energy into the positives, into the grace, into the the things that are gonna forever make you smile and leave a heart etched in your soul. It just feels better to think on those things.